How about this? We got 2 Monday Night Football games for you next week. Josh Allen and the Bills taking on Michael Penix and the Falcons at 7 Eastern on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. Dan on the call for that game with Chris Fowler and Louis Riddick, Peter Traeger and Katie George. The Bears-Commanders coverage begins at 8 Eastern on ABC. They're also available on the all-new ESPN app. You can watch both starting at 8 p.m. All right, new on NFL Live. Here's Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer today on how the Cowboys offense has been able to find success.
You go out on game day and you just let it rip, man. You just let it go, and I think that's how you handle the ups and downs, of this game. And I mean, I was tired. The players were tired after Sunday. The emotions of it, up and the downs, and it's like a game where you feel like we had the game in hand most of the time, but like there's constantly things going on, and I think really, trying to get these guys to understand to play free and relax is the best way to go out there and be the best version of yourself.
This reminds me of our philosophy for NFL Live. We just let it rip. We ride the lows.
Yeah.
There's not many lows. All right, time now for Insight versus Impact. This is a new segment we're really excited about. Field's going to dive into some smart moves that were made this offseason, so we're going to talk about that. And then Dan's going to show us how it's actually playing out on the field. So we're going to stay in Dallas, where the Cowboys made some moves this offseason. Field, they've got you impressed.
Yeah, Laura, I think it's important in life to be able to understand that two things can be true at once, right? You can question the Micah Parsons trade, but still like a lot of what the Cowboys did besides that this offseason. They made a bet on Javonte Williams, a guy who'd been kind of been cast off after 4 years in Denver. He's a bust. Apparently not, because he's been one of the best running backs in all of the NFL. George Pickens, who they got for the cost of just 2 draft picks, none bigger than a third-round pick, has been excellent, especially in the absence of CeeDee Lamb over the past few games. And they made a bet on Jake Ferguson, who had 0 receiving touchdowns last year. They gave him a 4-year, $52 million extension this offseason. I would say in terms of impact, he's right there at the top of the list of all tight ends in the NFL this season, especially with Brock Bowers being banged up. Last week, George Pickens was kind of slowed down by Sauce Gardner. And then our guy Ryan Flanoy, who they drafted a year ago in the 6th round, made a major impact with over 100 total yards.
Let's go, Jerry.
One of my favorite offenses to watch on a week-by-week basis. I think the way that I'll describe it is they're making the simple look complicated to defenses. You go to earlier in the game, this is 22 personnel, 2 backs, 2 tight ends. And this is going to be just a counter to your back, Javonte Williams. You're not looking for home runs. You get down block, you pull the backside guard. This is going to be a good, efficient 6 or 7 yard run. But the backside is starting to really creep in and pay attention. Then you go to a couple plays later. Can we take that same thing, dress it up a little bit, and run a very different play? 2 backs, 2 tight ends. Motion, back off set. Now we're going to down block, pull the guard. Here comes that counter that we just ran just to the other side. Look at everybody in the backside. Okay, that's got to be the same run that just happened for Dallas. Nope. It's that tight end screen to Jake Ferguson. You have 3 blockers out front with only 1 defender left. But this is a simple play by the offense that looks complicated to defense. Flournoy, go a little bit later in the game. Here we go, 2 tight ends. Now, are we going to get that same action? Is it going to be that counter that we've seen the counter run? We've seen the counter screen. We just saw this motion. Yep. Here's the backside guard, double pullers. It must be that counter run. Get downhill to Javonte Adams. Here's that little flip reverse to Flournoy, that wide receiver. I just think the way that they're calling their offense is simple, look complicated, and take the complicated for us and make it very simple. I really like that Schottenheimer's like, hey, we're just letting it fly. But we got to credit him. This offense is incredibly creative, and they're tying it all together.
It's all happening with a lot of offensive line injuries as well. There are 3 starting Tylers along the offensive line, have been very banged up of late. Sounds like some reinforcements coming, though, in the form of Tyler Booker, their first-round pick, getting healthier.
Yeah, that's good stuff. And when CeeDee Lamb comes back, just imagine.
A fun offense.
All right, let's talk about the Patriots a little bit. They're off and running. Of course, a big, big deal. This win over the Bills, the Drake May era with Mike Vrabel has had very good returns so far. Phil, just 5 games into this season, what moves from the Patriots offseason? They did a lot of different things. What has impressed you the most?
Yeah, I don't know if there's a relationship in the NFL right now that's more important between a young quarterback and the play caller who's tutoring him. And right now the Patriots have found a perfect marriage between Drake May and, of course, Josh McDaniels, back for his 3rd stint with the team. And Josh, of course, worked legendarily with Tom Brady for a long time. This is his first young quarterback project in quite some time, though, right? At least to this level. And Drake May, I think about him like this. he's got so much improvisation skill in his game, and he actually almost feels better when he's allowed the liberty to do things outside a little bit of structure. Not that he's not dropping back, no play action. I'm just saying that, like,
that's abnormal for McDaniel's offense.
Yeah,
too.
he has adapted to the player that he has in Drake May, who is dissimilar to any quarterback that he has ever coached. So not just Josh McDaniels, but also Stephon Diggs, who in each of the past 2 games has gone over 100 yards for the Patriots, seeing north of 40% of the targets in those 2 games. He has looked like vintage Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, quick learner. That's the thing that has really started to stand out for Drake May. And you talk about that play caller. When the play caller calls a play, there's got to be a great conversation. I love this, okay? Number 1, double chips on the edges. Let's give it a chance to get the play off. We're going to send a post down the field, a deep cross, and a check down. This backer's kind of in between. Drake takes the check down. That's fine. Happens a little quick. Play caller, call it again. I'll get it right. It's going to be the very similar look. There's going to be this play fake. We're going to get this double chip on the edges. Let's give it a chance. Right? Hey, a couple plays before we ran this, Drake, you might have got to check down a little bit too quick. Give our guys a chance. The protection's going to be there. And all of a sudden we get that deep post, and here comes that crosser. Last time he threw that check down right here. That backer's thinking the same thing. Float it over. Man, I love that. I freaking love that out of Drake May. That is the perfect example of the in-game, a quarterback going to the sideline, looking at the tablet, a coach saying, hey, I don't mind the check down. It was 1st and 10. You got us a good play. I'm going to call it again. If we get a similar look, trust it. Let's try to take our shot at the over. It leads to points before the half and ends up winning them the game.
Yeah, big-time win this past Sunday night. I think for Patriots offenses for the last 20 years, we've talked about, like, precision, knowing exactly where to be and when to be there. There's an adjustment now because with Drake May, no play is ever dead. Think about at least 2 throws from this past Sunday night. I mean, the one he's getting dragged down by a defensive player. Like, you're telling Stephon Diggs, the play is not over until the ref blows the whistle. Another throw down the sideline that nearly was a touchdown for Stephon Diggs as well.
Yeah.
Like, there's some backyard football being played right now in New England, a little bit different than years past.
The other thing that is stand out is you can tell the quarterback understands the why of the play call.
Yeah.
I'm just calling a 5-yard completion, get it. Take it out. And so that's the way the quarterback tells the play caller with this play. Just keep calling it. I'll make the right choice. And when he's consistently making the right choice, I think it promotes some of that freedom.
You know, I haven't had the Patriots yet in games this year, but 2 coaches, Ben Johnson and Liam Cohen, have both said in our coaches' meetings, I'm just trying to get the quarterback to visualize the play, to run through it in his head. Yeah. And it's so interesting. It feels like Drake May is already there in the early going.
Tape absolutely says that.
Really cool. You see just his understanding and maybe the confidence, too, right? I love that. Going back to a play, it shows how much the coach believes in him. All right, still to come. The Philadelphia Eagles finally face defeat, and the questions continue to fly, but Field, he's not concerned. Are you, Field? You're not.
Oh, we don't worry around here.
Find out why next.
If there's reason to worry, we can.
May be without his number 1 wideout, Terry McLaurin, for the 2nd week in a row. He spoke today on how he adapts with the injuries on offense.
I got to control what I can control and do what I can do on the field and put the offense in the best situation to execute at a high level. And that's kind of what I look at. I don't look at the outcome of things, but, you got to be process-oriented instead of result-oriented. So at the end of the day, like, if you do the right process and you execute, you might look up and you might like the result of the game.
There's a lot to like result-wise. This offense reminds me so much of a Kyle Shanahan from years ago. I don't know if there's an offense that wastes defenders as much as Washington does because of their no-huddle and because of their formation. These are going to be 4 plays that happen in a row in the football game, okay? All of them are going to present a 4-by-1 in some capacity. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what you get is 2 plays or 3 plays in one. Now, Jaden has the opportunity to hand this run off up top, okay? Or he can throw this screen to the bottom. Now, here's the thing. You're just counting numbers if you're Jaden Daniels. At the bottom of the screen, I got 2, and the defense has 2. Great. If I'm going to kick a screen, I'm going to throw that screen out there, advantage us numbers-wise. Now, here's the thing that stands out. These defenders that are maybe 3 and 4 in this play, look how much space they have to run to because we're stretching you with this screen horizontally from field to field. I mean, that is just a completion that gets you 6 or 7 yards. You go to the very next play, here's motion. Couple things. Number 1, I mentioned all of them are going to present 4-by-1 in some capacity. 1, 2, 3, 4. Defensively, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4. So just cutting the field in half, I've got 4 on 4. I feel good about that from an offensive perspective. Here's the thing. Because of that motion, I only have 1 up top. That's Deebo Samuel. You as a defense have 2. Advantage me. I'm taking 2 of your defenders because of that no huddle in motion. I've wasted them now. Now I have a vacancy in the middle of the field. Easy completion for Jaden Daniels, and that's going to be a huge part for their offense. You're going to see the motion. We're going to waste that defender up top. It's a little bit of a ball fake, and we have vacancy in the middle of the field. Great. Advantage us as an offense. That's a huge chunk. Very next play. We're in no huddle. We're staying with that same formation, that same personnel grouping. This time, Jaden Daniels is in the backfield, okay? Jaden Daniels is just a decoy. Bill Krosky Merritt is the person playing that quarterback position. It looks like I have 4 people up top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, as a defense, you got to match that. I'm in no huddle. Did they communicate that the tailback was getting the snap? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've taken 4 offensively. I've wasted 6. Advantage us. Huge run in the run game with my tailback being the ball carrier and my quarterback just being a little bit of a decoy. Very next play. This is all in their no-huddle offense. Another presentation of 4x1. Remember that 4x1, that first play where I showed that we kicked that perimeter screen? Now, last time they only had 2 over 2. Now, defensively, they're going to go 1, 2, 3 over there. And as I snap this ball as an offense, you're going to see me once again waste your guys. They're wasting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 defenders are really paying attention to the short side of the field because the ball's on the hash, and we can just hand this ball off and follow our lead blockers, and it's a huge touchdown for Washington. Those are all 4 consecutive plays. All run in no huddle, all with the 4x1 principle, and all of them wasted defenders of the Los Angeles Chargers. They take space, they take advantage of it, and then numbers are always in their advantage. It's a massive challenge for defenses to handle.
Golly, you just see how frustrating that's got to be for the defense.
Always numbers. It's always math for that offense.
Standing there. They're not doing anything. I love it, Dan. Wasting the defenders. All right, new on NFL Live, Joe Flacco officially in Cincy. So who is QB2 in Cleveland?